Is anything happening? Yep. Okay, cool. All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to a video that I am going to record. I was going to hold off on just doing this last night, but I thought this would be kind of cool. I've been playing with Google Gemini, the AI for Google, for a long time here now, maybe a month. I don't know, really long time. It's a stupid way of putting it. But it seems pretty, smart, if you want to say that. The AI is really impressing me. So I thought, let's see if I can do something with that and Star Trek Online, right? Okay, in the game, you know Gary the Klingon. There he is, right there. His name is Gary the Klingon. Oh, things flashing. Unveiled. What's unveiled? Mini. Was that the thing that popped up whenever I turned it on just now? It did a big update. I didn't really pay that much attention to what it was though. So is there like? Oh, okay. I haven't really been getting as many campaign progresses as I should have because I keep forgetting during the middle of it. Anyway, that's beyond the point of it. Huh? I thought the red alert was supposed to last longer than that. So I did the red alert last night. Anyway, never mind. Never mind. So I have my screen minimized a little bit so you're not seeing all the stuff. Like over here with the endeavors. Why is endeavors flashing? What's going on here? Why is it saying I can spend a point? I don't get it. What? Armor penetration ground. They've added more to it. What? They've added more endeavor progression stuff. Armor penetration, captain, recharge ground space, engineering, intelligence, miracle worker, pilot, science, shield, but whatever. Okay. Huh. I mean, I haven't been doing many of those because there hasn't been a reason. I just get on with Gary every day, do a daily thing, and then leave when I remember. Huh. Anyway, that's getting besides the whole the point of the video. All right, this is Gary's ship, right? His default ship. I'm on the backup, the loadout one. I didn't put it on the actual one because I back it up every once in a while whenever I'm doing stuff with Gary. But here's his setup for his little ship. It's a legendary D6 Intel battle cruiser. I seem to have the best luck with that thing. He's always flying around doing miscellaneous bullshit. I still play with him, every day, like I said. Well, I want. Okay, his ship is set for. I wanted it to be like TV accurate, like next generation, where the Klingons have their green disruptor cannons and they got like a photon torpedo that they fire. I want it to look like that, but this game doesn't go by the logic of the actual show. You don't just can't just like shoot and go boom 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 back and forth. You gotta like fire and go crazy and have all these super weapons and shit. So I want to change what I have for Gary, or maybe add a new loadout that is cannon disruptor weapons, but maximize his ability to make it more powerful. So like right here, I have disruptor dual cannons. I don't remember if I created that or not in the R&D. I want to say I did. Um, disruptor cannon regular. I think I did that one too, just because I wanted to make a mix of the heavy ones versus the lighter ones, and that way I can get a big arc on some, and then be able to actually attack with some of the other ones. Another disruptor cannon is like two of the default ones with snare. I don't remember hardly anything with that to do with that anymore. The critical damage hit and all that, yeah, but not snare. Anyway, um, Resident Disruptor. I think they got that from. Was it a Reputation thing? I think I did. And there's my torpedo right there. My 4-ton torpedo launcher. It's the basic thing because I was doing the basic thing for Gary at the time. Got my deflector, elite deflector, proto matter, the same one everyone always uses or did use. They probably use something different now. I don't know. Adapted KHG impulse engines, a warp core of gamma synergistic overcharged warp core, shields, kind of like default shield right now because I never really cared that much for shields in space anyway. Because Revolution, it's a basic one. My aft ones mostly just disruptor turrets because that's what goes in your aft. Is a heavy biomolecular disruptor turret right there that I forget where I got that from. I guess it came from some reputation because it's a part of a set of something. What I can't remember. Um, Another disruptor. I probably made some of these too. I never really R and D'd it. Devices, temporal negotiator, beacon of Kalas, Lorca's firing codes for the Universal console. Just a console subspace jammer. I don't know what that does. Universal magnetico no magnetometric magnetometric generator. Basic trillium D plating. 0 point energy conduit. Reinforced armaments. Science. Got the Nausicaan siphon capacitor. Hydrodynamics compensator. And ominous device, which is that damn thing, whatever you call it. Whatever. All right, and of course the tactical vulnerability locators from the fleet. Ta-da! Oh, his fleet, by the way, is at number 65 level. We have Colony at 3 still, Lithium 3, NBC 2, K13 is 2. That's my next project right there, K13. Research is Tier 3, Spire's Tier 3, and Tier 4 on the Starbase. Top contributor is not me. It belongs to this guy right here. Pontakatahela. I don't know why they keeps going on there like that. Anyway, here's the reason for the video. Maybe I'll make a timestamp of this at about 8 minutes in. Such a big ramble job. I want to ask Google Gemini to help me make this ship better. I mean, I could look it up and whatever like that, find things and actually do the research and stuff to help myself with it. But I want to see what it does, how it makes it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go here to loadouts. I'm going to save this one to Google Gemini. Okay, that way we're at a starting slate right now for what we're going to do. All right, so now in this window, I've got it popped up. The question I wanted to ask it to get it to like whatever it's going to say to me, right? I play Star Trek Online's free to play version. I have a Klingon character named Gary the Klingon. I'd like to build my character a powerful disruptor cannon build. Let's see what it has to say. Ah, Gary the Klingon. A truly fitting name for a warrior. Building a powerful disruptor cannon ship in Star Trek Online's free to play FTP version can be a lot of fun and is definitely achievable. Here's a guide to help you with the most bang for your disruptor buck. Core principles for free to play: focus on weapon type for maximum damage. You must pick either cannons, beams. Stick with that. Mix of generally makes you build weaker. I already knew that kind of stuff. Okay. Maneuverability key. Cannons have a narrow firing arc, 45 degrees, 90 for dual. So you need a ship that can turn quickly, keep enemies in your sights. Mine does okay. Cooldown management, power levels, free to play sources. Ship of choice, free to play Klingon. The Mott Hot Raptors T6, Klingon Imperial Raptor, T5 Fleet Warbird. 4 weapons priority: Terran Task Force Disruptor dual heavy cannons, Spiral Wave Disruptor, dual heavy cannons from Cardassia Flight Deck Carrier, Craft Disruptor dual cannons penetration, Lorca's custom fire controls, which I already do have. The 4 weapons? Wait a minute, what? Custom fire controls is not a weapon though; it's a universal console. Okay, well, aft weapon support, cutting beam. That's not a disruptor though, is it? I mean, well, it's not a cannon thing. I want a cannon thing. Omnidirectional disruptor beam array. Trilithium enhanced omnidirectional phaser array. See, it's going into phaser. Uh, okay, deflectors, engines. It's going into all sorts of other bullshit. Let me think. Oh, the hell was that? House more talk. Configure defensive stuff. I got some House of More Talk stuff. I don't know what it's wanting that. Okay. Maybe I ought to give it a list of like things or something. Like it's doing a tactical thing or whatever. Like that. Yeah, yeah. Okay. Oh, what I'm gonna list it. Uh, like what I actually have. Okay. All right. So let me get this. Nope. Where in the world? Okay, there it is. This is kind of hard because my desktop is not very expansive. I'm having to move Gemini around so I can see it. Let's see if I can. Ah, damn. Every time I get off of there. Okay. Okay. Every time I get on that and I click Disruptor dual cannons. Disruptor cannon. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. Alright, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to tell it what I have. So, for my 4 weapons slots, I have slot 1, and that is just a disruptor dual cannon. Okay, so slot, son of a bitch, 2, slot 2, a disruptor just cannon, so a regular one. Disruptor cannon. In slot 3, the disruptor cannon again. Slot 3, disruptor cannon. Wish I could have made this so I could talk, but this was kind of like a last minute thing. Resonant disruptor dual heavy cannons. Okay. Let's see, slot 4, resonant dual cannons. That is right? Dual heavy cannons. Slot 5, photon torpedo. What is that? Photon torpedo launcher. Okay. Regular photon torpedo launcher. Photon torpedo launcher. Why do I think I had something else at one time? could have sworn I had something like a Terran weapon at one time. What's that? Prolonged engagement photon torpedo. Ooh, I had that down there. Interesting. I understand. Hmm. Could have sworn I had something that, like a Terran weapon. I'm reading something else too at the same time. I'm not unable to. I'm not concentrating like I should. Do I have anything Terran? Hmm. I thought I did. Interesting, Gary. Wait a minute. That right there says Terran. Did I spell it wrong? Terran. Sure is, right there. What the hell? I thought I had that on my ship anyway. What the fuck? Okay, let's get rid of that. Let's reset that. Go back up with it. Let's change it up a little bit before we get really started, because that's not how I had that. I don't believe. Have I been playing with that the whole time? Is why it's not working right? Because I could have sworn like I went all out to get this damn Terran thing or whatever, make it better at one point. Maybe okay, never mind. I didn't do that. Okay, all right. Let's see what Google Gemini has to say, anyways. All right, we told it what we have in its slots. Let's go. Okay, Gary, let's analyze your current foe weapon setup. Slot 1, Disruptor Dual Cannon. Slot 2, Disruptor Cannon. Slot 3, Disruptor Cannon. Slot 4, Resonant Disruptor Heavy Dual. Slot 5, Photon. It's a good start, but we definitely make some improvements to maximize your Disruptor Cannon damage. Key issues and recommendations. Mixing cannon types. You have Disruptor Dual Cannons and Disruptor Cannons. Dual Heavy generally outperforms standard dual cannons, and single cannons in terms of raw damage due to their higher base damage and critical severity bonus. The primary reason to use single cannon is its 180-degree fire arc, which can be useful on slower turning ships. However, with an agile Klingon escort Raptor, you should be able to maintain targets in the 45-degree arc. Recommendation: your goal should be to replace all your Disruptor dual cannon and Disruptor cannon with dual heavy cannon. A photon launcher, as mentioned in the previous response, the general rule for energy weapon builds like your Disruptor cannon build is avoid mixing energy, proton, and projectile weapons. If you're trying to maximize your damage, if you're trying to, whatever. Tactical consoles like Disruptor induction coils, vulnerability locators, Disruptor will boost your Disruptor cannons, but will not boost your photon torpedo. This means that one of your weapon slots in some console slots are not contributing fully to your primary damage type, which I do already know that. Um, while some specific torpedoes like Dark Matter Quantum Torpedo Launcher from the Discovery Reputation can be worth it for their set bonuses, and generic Photon Torpedo Launcher usually isn't. Recommendation: unless this Photon Torpedo is part of the two crucial piece or three piece significant benefit to your disruptor damage, for all weapons you should replace it with another dual heavy cannon or specialized disruptor quad cannon if you have one available. Okay. Ideal for 4 weapon setup for a disruptor cannon build for maximum free to play disruptor cannon damage. Your ideal 4 weapon setup should look like this: Terran Task Force Disruptor dual heavy cannons in slot 1. Okay, so I do have that. I mean, I actually was using it at one time. I guess I stopped for some reason. Okay, so let's do that. We're going to go right here, Task Force. We can change it to that as per its instructions. Okay, Resonant Disruptor Heavy Dual Cannon. That was this one, wasn't it? Yeah. Put you right there. Okay. Crafted Disruptor Heavy Duty Cannons with Penetration. If you have R&D or a friend who can craft, or another task force Disruptor Heavy Duty Cannons, if you can get more than one, though typically you can only get one, check specific mission rewards, or a good Disruptor Quad Cannon. Let's say for now we're just gonna leave it at if we have a disruptor dual heavy cannon, which I think we do. So dual heavy cannon right there, which is the one we did have there before at the front. Okay, slot 4, crafted, dual, again with the same one. Okay, it wants the same one. Ooh, okay. Let's see. Or it said something about crafted. Let's see. Crafted, dual, yeah, resonant. Crafted, dual, or Terran task force, or a good disruptor quad cannon. How many of them can we have? Let's see. Does it say? Can I equip more than one of this? Yeah. Okay. So I can only have one of that one. What do I can click on that for? I got another thing opened up. It's like my goals sheet for what to do. Like I wrote down like 4 weapons first, and then having like what do I need to do about since I do have like for instance I keep saying he like the stations I have for the ship. Let me well I'm on the ground, but I have for Kagan right here, right? He fires off my tactical shit. I got him like high yields torpedo because I was going for like Star Trek Next Generation torpedoes, kind of shit. And then the main was going to be rapid fire cannons, but he's got torpedo spread, so I'm sure he's probably going to want me to do that volley thing or whatever eventually. But I want to see if it wants me to change Kagan up at all. Okay. Crafted disruptor dual heavy cannons penetration. Same thing again. It sure does want me to craft a lot of bullshit. Crafted disruptor dual heavy cannons. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. Wants me to craft, which I can technically craft everything. But let me see. Okay. Top priorities is what I need to do here. Wild Dual Heavy versus action plan for Gary the Klingon. Prioritizing acquiring more disruptor heavy duty cannons. Replay mission beyond the Nexus to get determined. Terran Task Force dual no Terran Task Force versus disruptor dual heavy cannons. If you already got it from another one, that is what that is, though, isn't it? Isn't that where I got like? Okay, I suppose that I did not craft that then. Okay. Beyond the Nexus sounds familiar. I've already done that one. Look in the exchange for disruptor dual heavy cannons, especially those with critical D damage penetration monitors. Yeah. Replace your photon launcher once you get another one. Replace it. By making these adjustments, Gary the Klingon will be much more efficient at unleashing a torrent of devastating disruptor fire upon its enemies. Kapla! it added Kapla. Okay, so we need to figure out if we can. We need to do away with that for sure. So I'm gonna click off of that. Click off of that, and be sure to save this Google Gemini. That's what we're gonna save it as. Okay. So it said something about crafting the other two. Well, I have some on like another ship. Look at that. Torporks, 4 weapons. I don't need beams. Protostar, phaser dual cannons. No. Okay, I wanted to stick with cannons for sure. So what we need to do? I'm gonna go. Where's my R&D? Is that here? Yeah. Cannons. dual cannon, dual heavy cannons. Was it? It was dual, right? Dual heavy. What this thing said? Crafted disruptor, dual heavy, dual heavy, dual heavy. Yeah. My sucker wants me to dual heavy the shit out of it. Okay. So we can click on this. Change the type to disruptor. If I make it at a low level but use updates and upgrades, that would probably help a lot. Ooh, very rare is pretty good for that. Oh, damn. Isolinear chip. Refined dilithium. Oh, yeah, I need to refine my dilithium. Yeah, that'll help. See, how long does that take? 30 minutes? And it doesn't really matter because it's just a component, so it doesn't, critical shit doesn't matter. And it wants me to make 2 of these things, so it'd be like an hour. Okay, so we're going to go with what it wants because this is going to be Gemini's build. And start that. Okay, I'm going to tell it what I just did. I just started a R&D crafting on 2 more. This, damn it, I can't type my fingers. Disruptor. Well, let's, oh, no, for 2 more, but first, yeah, to craft 2 linear chips, which will take an hour. While we wait, Kagan is my first officer. Well, okay, is my tactical officer responsible for weapons? What should his... How many are there for him? Let me see. Where am I looking for? It'd be up here, wouldn't it? Yeah. Kagan, stations. He's only got 3. He has 3 slots. Okay. It's his space station. I wonder if it can even figure that out. Let's see. Space stations slots B. He only has 3 use. He only has 3 available. No, I misspelled available. I do that a lot. What does it have to say? Since Kagan is your tactical officer responsible for weapons, you only have 3 slots. You should prioritize abilities that enhance your disruptor cannon damage. I recommend Cannon Scatter Volley 3, Attack Pattern Beta 1/2, and Chemocyte Lanced Weaponry 3, or 1 or 2. Okay, so Scatter Volley 3. I don't think he has that ability, because that'd be right here, wouldn't it? Scatter Volley 3, yeah. He can't do that on this ship. So, Lieutenant Commander. The ship I have is a... What is this ship again? Damn it. Okay. Yeah. I'm just going to get rid of that damn window. I keep clicking on the wrong thing. My priority thing is right below Gemini. So it's legendary. Legendary D/7. Battle cruiser. T T T T T T6 X2 for tactical. It only has 3 slots, which are, go back to Kagan if I get this right, Ensign, Lieutenant, and Lieutenant Commander. Which are Ensign. I can't spell for shit, especially when I'm in a hurry. I didn't know that this would take as long as it had just with this little thing here, but if this is entertaining, let me know. I'll make sure not to make more. Lieutenant Commander, and then tell it like I can't give him Scatter Volley 3. You're absolutely correct, Gary. My apologies for that oversight. The legendary D7 Intel Battlecruiser, being a battlecruiser, has a different bridge officer layout than a pure escort Raptor. This tactical seating is indeed Ensign, Lieutenant, Lieutenant Commander. Yeah, it means you can't slot Cannon Volley 3, which requires Commander rank. This changes the strategy slightly, but you still be able to but you can still build a very strong cannon ship. Give your specific layout for Gary. Here's the optimal setup for his 3 tactical slots. Ensign, Tactical Team 1. Okay. So we need to go here. Well, we can always like do the stations thing instead of actually changing it. Tactical Team 1. Okay. Then back to this. Lieutenant, Attack Pattern Beta 1. Attack Pattern Beta 1. Okay. And then Lieutenant Commander, Cannon Scatter Volley 2. Why? Since you can't get Scatter Volley 3, 2 is your next best option. This is still your primary area of effect, AoE, damage ability. It will make your cannons hit multiple targets in a 90-degree arc for a duration. Essential for clearing groups of enemies quickly. Okay, well, let's see. Do I have it? Yeah. I'm glad I just went through randomly one day training manual my ass off on these characters. Really comes in handy. Okay, I'm gonna go back to here. We're gonna save this to Gemini because we changed things. It's probably just not telling me to go outside to the stars or some shit. Okay, consider your legendary whatever. Considerations for your legendary D7 battlecruiser. The D7 is more durable than typical escort, but still agile for a battlecruiser. You will still want to be turning to keep targets in your forward arc, but you have a bit more cushion. Intelligence specialization. Your D7 has intelligence specialization, seat commander, engineering, intel, and that means that you can also slot intelligence bridge officer abilities. Override subsystem safeties is a powerful intel ability that temporarily boosts your subsystem power levels, including weapon power, and increases your maximum power levels. It's often slotted in the engineering or universal slot. Okay. So, real doll. I've got so many random characters. Oh yeah, yeah, his real doll. That's just his sleep buddy. Anyway, okay, engineering. Do I have an actual engineer? I've only ever just done tactical really with this thing. Never really. Um, is it doing anything? What? Okay. Skills. I'd have to promote, right? Like give it the extra boop. Well, she's got that, right? got the extra thing right there. Of course, the person's not that way. I don't have it down. Specialization. I'd have to give her the specialization for miracle worker. Okay. Right. Well, we could say whatever to that. Moving forward with your build, keep working on those R&D disruptor cannons. Once they are done, replacing your single cannons and the torpedo pursuit upgrade with the correct BOF abilities and DHCs. Gary the Klingon will be forever formidable foe or force. Thanks, Gemini. You're welcome, Gary. I'm glad I can help. Next steps for Gary: weapon upgrade priority, disruptive weapons coming from R&D, swapping out your single cannons, photon torpedoes, biggest thing. Bridge officer training, taking tactical team. Okay, power management, keep your power weapons usually. Okay, feel free to ask if you have any more questions about Kagan, your ship, or anything else about your Star Trek Online build. Power management. Okay, so minimize that. Let's go back into here and go into the R&D. Those still have 49 minutes. All right. Let's look at this. So we can't go into battle right now because we have nothing. Okay, what about aft weapons? Let's tell it about aft weapons. Okay. Okay. While the 4 weapon are still being crafted, let's go over my aft weapons. Let's talk about these aft weapons. Okay, 369. Okay, got it, Gary. Not even that Gary. Got it, Gary. Let's talk about those aft weapons while your new disruptor dual heavy cannons are in the oven. in the oven. Aft weapons for a forward-facing cannon build. Build slightly on different things. Fill in slots. Common aft weapons. Kinetic cutting beam. Mandatory shoots for weapon builds. 360 degrees. Advanced inhibiting disruptor cannon. I'm gonna read through all that. Focus on these. I'm just gonna tell it this. You can call me Scorpion. Understood Scorpion. It's great to know your name. I'll make the address it properly moving forward. Let's get back to Optron Gary the Klingon's ship. He calls him Gary the Klingon. Aft weapon strategy for Gary. Since your legendary D7 Intel battlecruiser relies heavily on its forward-facing disruptor. Yeah, okay. They fill your weapon slot. Provided that. Here are the top ones. Kinetic cutting. It's just repeating the same shit. Let's see if it knows. What does the what energy does the kinetic cutting beam use? Common point of confusion. Kinetic cutting beam is usually a unique type of energy weapon that deals kinetic energy. It does not benefit from energy types like disruptor indoor coils or anything like that. Itself doesn't boost by your consoles, but bonus. Well, I don't really. Okay. Here's Gary. Damn it. F weapons. Slot 1 is a what? What is this? Slot 1 is it's just a basic disruptor turret. I'm spelling it right? And then the next one, heavy heavy Okay, let's see. Slot 2 heavy bio molecular okay, yeah, molecular molecular what? Shit. I'm so distracted. Disruptive turret, yeah. Okay. Slot 3, probably just another base one, isn't it? Let's see. Yep. Okay. I like to keep them. I'd like to keep them disruptor damage based. Let's look at Gary Klingon's current F weapons. Disruptor, heavy bomb. Hey, yeah. It's a good start as they are disruptor based. Recommendation, F weapons. What a yawn. Prioritize the kinetic cutting beam Omega reputation as we discussed. This is a must have for the set bonus, even though it's not disruptor damage. Replace one of your current turrets with it. Advanced inhibiting disruptor heavy turret. Gamma reputation is best disruptor based option. It provides 360-degree coverage. If you don't have this, work towards getting it. Advanced inhibiting. Do I not have that for Gary? What's this? Oh, that's okay. This thing. Nope, I don't have it. Okay, cool. All right, so let's go here. Reputation. What did it say? Gamma reputation. Advanced inhibiting disruptor. Gamma reputation. Gamma. What do I have for this? 2 fragments and 38 gamma marks. So if I were to get this, wherever it is, shit. Omnidirectional. Every time I start playing Star Trek, I'm gonna start getting sleepy. I'm gonna start yawning like crazy because I'm not breathing. Advanced inhibiting disruptor heavy turret. Okay. Universal ordnance, no. Phaser turret, no. Inhibiting polaron, no. Advanced omnidirectional inhibiting phaser, omnidirectional polaron, rapid wide angle advanced. I don't see that there. I see phaser, ordnance, synergistic, okay. Let me tell it that. I'm not seeing advanced inhibiting. Let's see. There. I'm not seeing it because all my stuff's advanced too. You're absolutely right. My apologies. I made a mistake and mixed up energy types. The advanced inhibiting heavy turret in the gamma rotation actually polaron damage, not disruptor. It's called the advanced inhibiting polaron heavy turret. I got fixated on the inhibiting heavy turret part and overlooked the polaron. Thank you for catching that and keeping me honest. This changes the thing slightly for all disruptor and the F weapon goal. Let's reevaluate Gary the Klingon's F weapon strategy. Given your current setup and desire to keep them disruptor based, okay, disruptor turret, heavy biomolecular disruptor turret. Okay, it's good. Cohesive disruptor for your after existing ones. Here's the revised plan. Cutting beam, still a must have. This damn thing wants me to have the cutting beam like something fierce. Okay. I guess I never got it for Gary. I did get it for my other one. All right. Filters. Nope, I don't have it there. Omega. Okay. Guess I need to give Gary the cutting beam since it's all crazy over that shit. Requisition. Omega, shield, impulse, deflector, guard. It did say that, right? Must have Omega reputation tier 2. That's what that is. Omega reputation tier 2. I just not see a cutting beam right there. Yeah, it's that damn thing again. Let's see. I have 472 marks and 40 board processors, so this should actually work, I think. Well, I don't have enough dilithium, do I? Only 2,000. But I keep dumping all the dilithium and everything into Gary's fleet, so he never has anything. So I thought, let's prioritize Gary now. I don't have time to wait for that. Okay. I still have to wait dilithium on all that. I'm going to get that upgraded too. Okay. Okay. The kinetic cutting beam is in the oven. As you said earlier. For the disruptor. Cannons. Excellent. Fantastic news. Just to clarify, when I said in the oven for the disruptor heavies, I was referring to the R&D crafting process you initiated. From the kinetic beam, you're acquiring it through the Omega reputation, which involves earning marks or pressing correct. Either way, important thing, getting correct. Okay, once again, you had consoles. Okay. Let me know if you'd like to tackle next. Okay, so right now, third slot, crafted disruptor turret penetration, which I could probably like change that anyway, right? Like if it's not already something like that. Let's see, what does this thing have? Damn it, I clicked on it. Okay, nope. What about you? Nope. I can re-engineer it. So that's not a problem. I can re-engineer it. Okay. So it wants that. Alright. So what should we do about like should we tell it what kind of universal consoles it's using? Because the space jumper things, whenever I use it, it like jumps him around, right? Okay. Let's see. Engineering. Okay, I'm gonna have to position my windows. You're not gonna see this, but so that way I can talk to this thing. Is it moving that at all? It sure the fuck is. Okay. Well, I'll move it back eventually. I just need to be able to see it on my screen because my screen's so tiny. It's so tiny I can't see nothing. Let's see. Oh, I got an idea. Turn the chat back on. Dude, yeah, somebody. Okay. Invite to fleet. Somebody was saying that. Okay, we're gonna put that right there. Okay, we're gonna copy that right there. Dude, better not say thank you. I'm gonna listen to it. Okay. In Gary the Klingons. Whoops. engineering console. For his ship. Here are what's in each slot so far. Slot 1. Let's see, paste that. Slot 2. I'll do that. I need to probably upgrade all these anyway, right? Trillium D. Control C. I think it automatically does, doesn't it? Yeah, by highlighting. I forgot all about that. Alright, and then because some of this one I was like just goofing off. Okay. Yeah, I think that copied it. Slot 3. Paste. Okay, then slot 4. Reinforced armament. Get the whole thing. Paste. Let's see what it has to say now. Ooh, this is making it think a little longer. It's thinking a little bit longer. Alright, let's see. It's still thinking. Let's look a look at this setup for that. Alright. Dude, no, that's not what he has, man. Have I broke you? Oh, dude. Dude, I broke you. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Slot 2 through 4 are not the same item. Correct me. I clearly misunderstood. Okay. This is play was my mistake in interpreting your input. Could you please relist all 4 slots? I will make sure to get it right this time. Okay. Tab. Oh. Oh shit! I did do that, didn't I? Fuck. Sorry. Oh. Sorry, it was my mistake. I'll relist them. I could have sworn I was pasting them. Oh, never mind. Okay. Is this not copying it? Control C. Alright. Paste. Let's do it backwards. Slot 4. Slot 1. What the hell? Okay. I could have sworn just highlighting it to copy that shit. Oh, come on, damn it. Okay. Okay, Control C. And paste. Alright. And then do that. Shit. Okay, copy. Then slot 2. Paste. Okay. Slot 3. Okay. 0 point energy. I don't know why I have that there for him. It's like I was like copying off of my main character just temporarily to get Gary out there. Slot 3. Paste. There. All right. Thanks for listening to those. Much clearer now for Gary's engineering console. Here's a breakdown of your current setup. Move that down so I can make sure that that screen's up. Echoes of light, yeah, okay, yep. Grants. All damage resistance, whatever, 0 point, directly contributes to your damage. That's probably why I got it. Okay. Reinforced armaments, fleet spire, hull capacity, analysis, recommendations. Keep the 0 point energy, a decent mix, but we can definitely enhance it for disruptor and focus, especially by integrating crucial set bonuses. Keep 0 point energy conduit. Absolutely keep this. It's fantastic for free to play Universal Console. Consider replacing slash upgrading. Magnetometric generator. While defense is good, it's really defensive nature means it's not contributing to damage. We can find a Universal Console that provides both defense and offense or purely offensive stats. Trillium D, solid defense. Whether you keep it depends on your survivability needs. If you find Gary is too squishy, keep it. If you're comfortable, you might want to swap it for something more, whatever, more offensive or utility. Reinforced armaments isn't a bad console. It offers a passive weapon haste. However, there might be higher impact options, especially universal consoles that offer more direct damage or set bonuses. Optimized engineering consoles for Gary, highest priority. Assimilated module, universal console. Absolutely necessary. It forms two-piece set with a kinetic cutting beam, which you're getting, provided the massive that for the cruise, providing a massive 2.5 critical chance and a 5% critical severity to all your engineering weapons. This is a must-have for the all-energy build. Action: if you haven't already acquired the Omega tier, Reputation Tier 2, this would replace your magnetic generator. Okay, so slot 1, assimilated module. I think I have that on my main character. Like it comes from. Where does that come from? I can't remember. Let's do a little search here on Gary. Ass. Inhibiting Polaron, no. Guess I need to start doing endeavors again. I had stopped doing them. Okay, so he doesn't have it. Ah, where the hell did I see that before? How did I get it? So I've only just been jumping on here, doing the daily for Gary or whatever like that, letting him build his stuff up to build up his fleet. It's the only thing he's been doing since he's been away. Because as a joke, right? Gary the Klingon died from a fatal wound and went to Greythor. Well, Karen, his wife, took over leadership of the fleet. Well, it took a while, but Gary finally came back. He says, I, Gary the Klingon, have returned from Greythor. All loyal members of the House of the Dishonored Souls will be rewarded. So he did. He gave a bunch of people levels up that's been online, right? So I've got him doing his thing. That's why he's getting like a little upgrade bonus pop up, because he's been out of commission for a long time. Because my priorities in real life have shifted so many damn times. Oh yeah, we were looking for that. Where have I seen that before? It was something rare, wasn't it? I don't think it was. I don't want to like go through all this stuff that it's talking about. Uh. Okay. Oh, it's asking me what I think to it. Wants a response. Okay. Assimilated module. Assimilated module. How do you get stuff on here? Very rare. Because I think you can find that on the exchange. Event store. Go press Latinum. No, it's not that. Campaign. Lobby store. Uh, ships and crews. Space gear. Let's just do a search. It's probably not even here. Ass. Oh, it doesn't like that. SM. Huh. So I guess it's not that. Wait, let's see. Why does it say it gave it a thumbs up? I didn't. It's telling me I just gave it a thumbs up. Goodbye. What? This is a conversation I had with her last night. Why is it Gemini? What the hell just happened? Because I was talking to it about perhaps doing this with it or whatever like that today. Okay. Um, I suppose it's not there. I don't know where to find that. Let's do a Google search. Well, okay, well, Gemini. Um, about something else, and you sudden switched to a conversation that we had. How long ago has it been? Like, not 20 hours, but maybe 18. Are you okay? Mistake, I lost track of our most recent discussion. I'm designed to maintain context throughout the conversation. In an instance, I failed to do so. Not okay in the human sense. Let's get back on track. We were just discussing when we jump back to the old topic about Gemini Advanced. Yeah, that's what I was asking it last night. No, 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 no. No, no, no. I had told you that have a character game Star Trek Online, and his name is Gary the Klingon, helping me with his ship build for a cannon only, for a disruptor cannon build. If it's not supposed to remember, wait a minute. We were at the step of my engineering console setup. You recommended the assimilated, I can't spell assimilated. Assimilated what? What the hell was it? Assimilated inhibitor. Huh. He's calling me by my name again. You're absolutely right. Sorry for the awful lapse in memory. In context, I completely mixed up our conversations, reaching back to an old thread when I should have been focusing on current things. You're correct in recalling that I'm not supposed to remember previous conversations across sessions or build a personal memory with you. This instance was clearly a malfunction in maintaining context within our ongoing session. It's a bug, and I thank you for pointing that out directly. Back on track. Okay. Gary the Klingons replicated build on Star Trek Online. We're indeed discussing engineering consoles, and yes, I did recommend the assimilated module as a stronger. Okay, it remembers. What? It remembers the conversation now. Uh huh. Interesting. Assimilated module. Yep. Okay, and where do I find the assimilated module? Task Force Omega Reputation System. Okay. Alright, so I was completely off. I thought that was like a thing you got somewhere else. Emergency patch, incoming, new ships, consoles, targets, team players, and whatever. I don't know what that is. Okay. Okay, it wants me to go here. Adapted. I wish this thing could remember. Of course, it's glitching the way it can. I don't know. Task Force Omega, Progress Tier 1. Yeah. Simulated module. Okay, adapted. Simulated deflector dish, impulse engines, regenerative universal console. Omega. Could it be that all the research I've made it do or whatever like that, it's just made it type of unlock in tier 1. To earn this, you need to complete the projects. Yeah. Completing board related TFOs. Yes. Okay. Simulated module, the type of unlock. Simulated module. I'm going off exactly what it's telling me. Simulated module. There's a simulated universal console, but not module. Let's still at that. I don't see the simulated module, but I do see the simulated universal console. My apology for that confusion. It seems I was using an older name for the console. Perhaps there's a slight naming variation. You're absolutely correct. The console I'm recommending is indeed Console Universal Simulated Module. So when you're seeing in the test for okay, simulated module, I see Universal. I don't see this module. Am I just not able to see it? Universal console. Maybe that's what it is. Okay. Okay, the one I'm looking at is definitely it. It's commonly referred to as the simulated module players. Its full game name confirms Universal Console, which is Universal Console in some. Yes, it's okay. Okay, all right. Good deal. I'm gonna select it. I'm gonna fill all we can of it, which is not very much. We need to get updates. So now Gary's got a priority. Well, he already had like the processors. He just needs the marks and dilithium. So I'm gonna take a while for the dilithium. Okay. Okay. That item is in the you called something earlier. RD in the oven. Let's see if it remembers that. In the oven meaning successfully initiated the project. Okay, it's great progress for Gary's Klingons to rebuild. Any other questions about engineering consoles? Move on to another console, tactical console abilities. Do you? What's this? Gary the within her. Look at this. You're testing my contextual memory within our session again. It's very, very given my recent stumble. Let's see. I do not recall us having a specific name or gone over the details of Gary the Klingon tactical bridge offered to Boff. In our previous conversations, we focused heavily on that. If I did, and I'm genuinely misremembering, but based on the current memory of our interaction, his name was Kagan. His name was Kagan. That is so wild. That's weird that we were discussing Star Trek game, and the screen just, and you the screen jumped to a conversation we had last night. Point out how odd and frustrating it is. What's frustrating? Was interesting. As if you were evolving. In retrospect, that sudden jump in context is definitely an error of my system processing our conversation. However, from your perspective, it highlights some fascinating about interaction with AI. That's amazing. It's talking about the whole conversation is here from last night. Wow. Uh, could it be thing on my end? Conversation lies in the AI model platform. It's absolutely possible factors on your end to contribute and exacerbate such issues. There are a few things on your end that could potentially cause or contribute to the unexpected behavior in web applications, including AI chat interfaces, connectivity issues, browser issues, outdated browser cache, too many tabs open, only one tab, extensions, low RAM, external input. But what can trigger could entire conversation being loaded back into being loaded? Dig into a very good question about how these large language models, their platforms, index window, AI short-term memory. When you chat like AI, Gemini, it doesn't matter. It doesn't remember everything you've ever said across your sessions in long term, but it did. Context window. So what's the previous? Google Gemini is the previous one. It's a complete tab from last night. Does Firefox remember tabs from and it just kind of read over? Could saved. Could the tab from last night could have somehow been saved into the browser cache and then redeposited into the browser itself? No, not directly in the way you're describing, where an entire live active conversation from a closed tab will be redeposited from the cache, spontaneously reopen and inject itself into a new tab. I love it. Oh well, anyway. Okay. We've got those things going. Gemini completely went off the rail. I need to look back and see if something I must have done. I don't remember doing anything. Okay. Well, as we're gonna continue with that. I don't want to. I need to make like a little summary. That way, I could every time I let me save this just because I don't know why. Every time I refer back to Gemini about the setup, I can just like post a little quick brief summary of what it's done and everything like that. So I think I will, because that's wild. Because I was talking to it last night about like would it be able to help me with like a character in Star Trek, like setting his ship up and all this kind of stuff. And I filmed a YouTube video about it and all that kind of stuff. And
or make a content video about setting it up. And I was like, wow, this is awesome, And then I got to talking to it about how like awesome it was, and like it seemed like an advanced human kind of thing, or whatever. And it's just kind of upping it or whatever. And it was talking about how it that I must have been on the advanced model of the thing, and I looked into it, and I wasn't on the free plan. And it says, well, you must have accidentally they must have put you into it. I'm thinking, how could they put me into it? And went all this conversation back and forth. It's been interesting talking to Gemini. I recommend everybody else do it too, if not just for shits and giggles, because it's fun. Anyway, there will be more for this on Gary upgrading his Gemini setup. But for now, I've already gone an hour and 16 minutes, and that's way too long for a video. So if anybody found this interesting, leave me a comment. I'm sure you won't. But hey, whatever. Catch you later.